Here we go. Let me sit down. Hi and welcome back to probably one of the biggest videos of this year, at least for me. It takes me quite a while to grab all the games that are displayed and in the shelves, etc, etc. But I promised that I would do it, and here we are. My full PS2 Japanese RPG collection, including my American imports and my Japanese imports too, because I love collecting Japanese PS2 games, not just only RPGs. And of course, I cannot play them. I do have a Japanese PS2, but I don't know Japanese. And thankfully for us in this day of age, technology has made sure that people can translate them. So there are various RPGs that you can play right now in English, where years ago you could not. The PS2 is absolutely my favorite video game console of all time. That is nothing new, nothing special, especially if you have been with my channel for quite a while. And quite a few years ago, I started to get into retro games again and really started to play all the RPGs that I wanted to play. Is my by far favorite genre to play, and I really was not liking a lot of the RPGs, the modern RPGs of today. And a few years back, I figured to myself, what am I doing? Why don't I just go back and play all the RPGs that I haven't played? Because in my childhood, I only played a few RPGs. That's it. And it all started with Dragon Quest VIII, and I fell in love so much that I basically haven't stopped till this very day. Especially these last 2 years, I have been playing and beaten so many PS2 games, also PS1, also PS4, but mostly PS2 games, mostly Japanese RPGs. The games I'm going to show you is just an icing of the cake. If you maybe a younger audience and you never witnessed the PS2, or you just want to do some research, this is not all the PS2 games, RPGs on PS2. This is just my collection. It's not sort of a full collection. This is just a small example of the enormous amount of RPGs that came out on the PS2. Again, in my personal opinion, the greatest game console of all time. It's not even freaking close. PS1 could be close. Super Nintendo could be close, but I just haven't played that many games on both of these systems, and I hope in the coming years that will definitely change. This video could be very long. I actually should have said that in the beginning of the video. I apologize. And I just don't want to show all the games off like I'm bragging. I want to talk about it a little bit. However, many of those I haven't played yet. I am planning on playing them, or I may not be planning on playing them, but I haven't played all of them. I just want you to know that I haven't beaten every freaking game. And I'm still here and there buying games. And especially next year, I'm sort of fully going back to also buying games. I wanted to slow down this year a little bit, and I did. So without further ado, and here is my PS2 Japanese RPG collection for 2025. Wow, it's been so long. I'm almost 40. Next year I'll be 40. It's really weird because in my heart I feel 60. I feel 40, and I feel like a kid. So let's start with a franchise that I haven't really played except for the first one and the third one. That is Wild Arms 5, Wild Arms 4, and the one that I have played and absolutely love is Wild Arms 3. Now, it's quite interesting because I don't like cowboys. I don't like sort of the Wild Wild West. And it's actually quite interesting in the time period when I'm making this video right now, because I have played Wild Arms 3 and I absolutely fell in love with it. And me and my girlfriend are actually watching Yellowstone right now. We are at the end of season 4. And I absolutely blown away. I love Yellowstone. It's such a good series. It makes me want to be a cowboy, to be really honest. So I guess, I should take back that I don't like cowboys and stuff because Yellowstone is freaking incredible. Wow, I mean, I really love Yellowstone. So these are the well-earned games. Dark Cloud 1. I'm pretty far into this game, but I really need to beat it. I'm really far though. Same goes with this game, Ark Twilight of Spirits. I'm very far into the game. I really should beat it. Of course, Final Fantasy X2. I know a lot of gamers don't like this game. I love it. I really was hyped when I was a teenager to get this game, and I thought the battle system was great, graphics were phenomenal. I really liked Final Fantasy X2. Not entirely sure why everybody hates it so much. Yes, it's different than Final Fantasy X, but of course it is. The whole world of Spyra is different. I'm going to butcher this name. Ethereal Fantasia. I've never played this, but it does have these sort of, I call it Dreamcast graphics, these blocky Dreamcast graphics. I freaking love it, so I really need to play this game once. Final Fantasy 12, I freaking love this game. And I actually want to go back and play it again because even though I replayed it on the PS4, I kind of rushed it. We all know the PS4 has this boost mode where you can, speed up like 2 or 4 times. So I kind of rushed this game, never really did any of the side content. Because back when Final Fantasy 12 for the PS4 came out, I bought like all the games that were coming out, all the RPGs, and I just wanted to, play them and beat them, so as fast as possible so I could play another game. So I not really enjoyed myself, and this is also a bad gaming habit that I have gotten rid of myself a few years back, and now I just slowly take my time. Disgaea 2, a game I played last year. Yeah, I think I beat it last year. Exceptional game. I love Disgaea. Another game I've never played, but I am working on a little bit here and there on the first one, is Valkyria Profile 2. Now, the only thing that I know of this game is that the graphics are absolutely mind-blowing on a PS2. That's the only thing I really know about the game. Makai Kingdom, I never played it, but I do intend to play it. Evergrace, I've never played it, but I do intend to play it. The games that I have been, this is probably my most played game. These two are my most played games this year. Is Phantasy Star Universe. I did play it on the Xbox 360 though, and Phantasy Star Universe Ambition of the Illuminus. I spent about 140 hours with these two games, and here and there I even go back and do a little bit of missions and stuff. I love sort of what Phantasy Star became with Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 on the Dreamcast and the GameCube, and you have Phantasy Star Universe. Many people don't really like it as much as Episode 1 and 2, but I really enjoyed these two games. So, Breath of Fire, Dragon Quarter. I was a huge Breath of Fire fan when I was a kid, and I was super hyped for this one. It felt really weird, really different than an RPG that I used to play. So when I was a kid, I never really got far. I maybe played it for like an hour or two. But last year, I did play it quite a bit, and I sort of need to get back into it and play it a little bit more. Now, this could be an interesting, maybe a rarity here and there. I'm not entirely sure how rare something like this is, but I have a sealed copy of Kingdom Hearts 2 that I bought when the game came out, but I never played it, and I played it a few years back on the PS3. Absolutely loved Kingdom Hearts 2. I love Kingdom Hearts 1. I love Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 3, in my opinion, fucking sucked because they took away the thing that I loved the most. What made Kingdom Hearts so special is the sort of the combination from Disney and Final Fantasy, and they took out Final Fantasy, only kept Disney. I freaking hated Kingdom Hearts 3. I couldn't beat it, so I loved Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Unlimited Saga, I never played it. To be really honest, this is probably a game that I picked up very cheap on like a bundle or something like this. I know that a lot of people hate this game. A lot of people think that this is one of the worst games of all time. And I kind of never tried it, to be really honest. Orphan, Sky and Our Sorcery. This is, I think, one of the first RPGs on the PS2. I think this is a launch game. Makenshao Demon Sword. I've never played it, but I do intend to play it. Hack Part 2, Mutation, and Hack Part 1, Infection. I have played and beaten this part, and I am actually working on Part 2. I have all the parts on my MacBook PS2, and I definitely would want to have all the physical games, but especially Part 3 and 4 are so expensive. Odin Sphere, I never played it on the PS2, but I did play it on the PS4 and absolutely loved the game. Atelier Iris 2 is one of those games I played when I was much younger and never beat it. But this year I have replayed the game, beaten the game. It is by far my favorite Atelier game ever. Now, I haven't played all the Atelier games, especially not the modern ones, but I really enjoy Atelier Iris 2 that has sort of a alchemy-based system, but it is a traditional Japanese RPG. I have Shadow Hearts Governant and Shadow Hearts from the New World. I am working on this game. I think I'm pretty far into this game. Is this 2 CDs? Let me check out. Yeah, I think it was 2 CDs. I think I was already at disc 2. But when I sold a large amount of my collection last year, the Shadow Heart games are one of the first ones that, got sold, and I got quite a lot for it. And I basically bought them back much cheaper. So, but I want to play them, right? Especially this one. But most people think that Governant is the best one, and I still need to pick up number 1 again. Archinelico 2. I'm actually working on this game. Now you're probably thinking, Claude, why are you working on so many RPGs? Why don't you beat them? It kind of feels like you're playing a game and then after a few hours you stop. That's actually not true. I was actually playing this for quite a long while, kind of most of my games. And then something comes up. That's sort of the trouble of being an adult. It has a lot of time on my hands because I don't have kids or anything like that. I do have work, of course, but my work hours has become much better than a few years back. So I have much more time on my hands than I did. And then I'm playing a game. I have so many games, and in my mind, my brain's like, no, wait up. I want to play this and I want to play that. I'm going to give you an example. I was playing Front Mission 5 and I was really enjoying that game. And then last weekend, I got a couple of PlayStation 1 games, right, with Jade Cocoon. I wanted to try out Jade Cocoon, and I fell in love so much that this is now my main game. I'm playing only Jade Cocoon. And I kind of slowly forgot about Front Mission 5. That is why you're going to see me say, with a lot of these games, I'm really far into the game, but I haven't beaten it yet. These are all on my list to be beaten. That's why I really wanted to slow down with game collecting. Even next year, I still want to not collect too much because I want to play more than I buy. And with that being said, Suikoden 5, I'm really far into this game, but I haven't beaten it yet. Never played Suikoden 4, but I want to. Never played Suikoden Tactics. I'm actually not a massive fan of tactics games, but lately I am having this urge to play sort of more like a slower paced, turn-based battle systems, but also sort of more like a tactical, you have to be more tactical. So games like Suikoden Tactics and Front Mission 5, I am sort of playing these games now more often. Talking about tactics games, to me, this is the best one, is Disgaea Hour of Darkness. I loved this game as a kid, of course, like many of you also. I still have my original save file on my memory card. Let's see if you still have your save file on your PS5 or Nintendo Switch or Switch 2 or Xbox Series X in 22 years. Probably not. Your SSD is probably already dead by then, but my memory card on PS2 probably will still work. I think I spent about 180 hours with the game. I was really grinding and stuff. I loved Disgaea. A game that I have beaten this year is Star Ocean Till the End of Time. It was high on my list, and finally I've played it. And I do like it quite a bit, but I was expecting a little bit more. There was quite a lot of hype with this game. A lot of people think that this is the best Star Ocean ever, and I don't agree. I don't agree, but it is a really good RPG. Now, of course, one of the greatest RPGs of all time, in my opinion, is Dragon Quest VIII. The game that made me go back to retro, and basically I have never really looked back to go back in modern gaming. That doesn't mean I never play modern games, it's just mean my main focus is retro gaming. Dragon Quest VIII is a game that I played as a kid, but I spoiled it for myself as I have a walkthrough, and I literally just checked out the walkthrough and I just couldn't stop reading. I know I'm not perfect. Everybody has a weakness, and that kind of spoiled the fun out of me with playing Dragon Quest VIII. But a few years back, as I mentioned, I have started playing Dragon Quest VIII and actually found out that all these years ago, when I was a kid, I was literally at the end of the game. Just a few more hours, and I could have beaten the game. But I have beaten the game, and this is wow, that they could make this on a PS2 was insane. A game that I have beaten a few weeks back is Grandia 2, again, because I have beaten it when I was a kid. Love Grandia 2, absolutely love Grandia 2. Another game of my childhood that I never beaten, I was almost at the end of the game, and I have beaten this game last year, was Rogue Galaxy. And even when I have beaten the game, I started playing more. I tried to do all the side content. I haven't done everything, but I really tried to make as much of the stronger weapons as I can to be as, I have done all the hunts. That's something that I really wanted to do all the hunts. So I have put in a lot of hours in Rogue Galaxy, more than 100. That is very special to me. I never play games more than 100 hours. So Rogue Galaxy is one of the greatest RPGs of all time. But the number one, there can only be number one, right? The number one is by far Final Fantasy X. I don't really have to say anything about this. Final Fantasy X is one of my favorite video games of all freaking time. Is the Ark of Nephesism. I freaking love this game. Dark Chronicles, the same. I love this game. And I have it on my PS4 and I'm still playing it here and there. So that's how much I love Dark Chronicles, and I really wanted to sort of get back to it. Now, those were my European RPGs. There are quite a lot, but there's a lot more that I can get, you could say. I have a couple of American RPGs. These are mostly very expensive here in Holland. I got them relatively cheap. They are expensive, they are rare, you don't really see them. I have seen Shining Soul, no, not Shining Force, Neo and Exa, and the other one I have seen, but they're like $60 euros, 80 euros. I'm like, no, a little bit too expensive at the very moment. But I did get Tales of Legendia. Still need to play this. I have it on my MacBook PS2. Tales of the Abyss, again, still need to play it. I have it on my MacBook PS2. Oh, actually, I have another European game that I forgot. I'm not entirely sure why it's in my American PAL, but I got Stella Dos, The Gate of Eternity. This is a Atlas strategy game, and I have tried the game out, and I was very interested in it, but I just tried it out for like an hour or so. And but this is a game that's also on my list. A game that's also very high on my list is Suikoden 3. Many gamers think that this is one of the best Suikoden games, and we shall see, because I definitely want to play it one day. But I do have this on my PS3, the digital version. A game that I have played is Grandia 3 when I got my MacBook PS3. This is the first game I played because I was so excited and so hyped for this, and I was at one point disappointed because the storyline and the music isn't really that great compared to the other Grandia games, but the battle system and the characters, the graphics are phenomenal. I loved it. So overall, I would give this game like a 7.5. It's not great, it's not fantastic, but it's a really good RPG. Maybe a little bit underrated, maybe a little bit better than most gamers say that it is. So I got a stack of Japanese RPGs. I apologize that I don't know all the names. This is Tales of Destiny. I'm not entirely sure if this is the director's cut, yes or no. I freaking love the box art. Played this game last year. A phenomenal game up until the last part of the game where you have 8 fucking puzzle dungeons in a row, and that literally takes you 10, 15 hours to play. But some of these dungeons had such incredible soundtracks that I just wanted to keep going and going and going. So overall, I freaking enjoyed playing Tales of Destiny. Sadly though, Tales of Destiny 2 is not translated to English. I thought it was, but that's not true. So I was kind of disappointed with my MacBook PS2 when I wanted to start it up a few weeks ago. I'm like, oh, it's Japanese. I got Xenosaga Episode 1, even though this is the American version, I do have a Japanese version. Xenosaga Episode 2 and Xenosaga Episode 3. I really talked about this, I think, in one of my videos back then. Why should I pay $300-400 for just Xenosaga 3 when for $110 or $90 I got all 3? I cannot play American games, I cannot play Japanese games, so I would rather stick with, you know, the cheaper version of the games that I cannot play. I played them on my MacBook this year, and the games are absolutely phenomenal. Part 2, not that much, but storyline is great, and there's nothing like it. Just as especially on PS2, there's absolutely nothing like the storyline, how the game plays as Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3. Xenosaga 3, however, is where the game becomes sort of more of a traditional RPG, kind of took a little bit aspects of Final Fantasy X, but wraps it around an incredible storyline, great music, incredible graphics, characters. Xenosaga 3 is a must-play, at least Xenosaga 3. Now this is, the only thing that I can read is Far East Eden Namida. Never played it. This has to be one of those, oh my god. These Robot Tyson, it's called Robot Tyson games. They're like number Y now, right now, like 10 or 12. There are a lot of these games, these robot strategy games where you have like all kinds of anime and games with mechas in one of them. I have, I think, Robot Wars. I think Robot Wars V I have. Is it 5? Yeah, Robot Wars 5 I think I have on PS4. Still need to play that one. A sort of a strategy slash, not RTS, but more like strategy, war type of RPG is Generation of Chaos 3. I got Dragon Shadow Spell. The box art looks absolutely incredible. It does look like a really good looking tactical RPG. I don't think it has been translated to English, so sadly I cannot play it. Talking about Tales of Destiny 2, I got Tales of Destiny 2. I got Tales of Rebirth. I think Tales of Rebirth, if I am correct, is one of the few Tales of games, mainline games that were not available on PS2 in America. I think this is the only one, and it comes below if I'm wrong or right, but I think Tales of Rebirth is the only mainline Tales of game that's not available anywhere in the West. I got Namco X Capcom. This is one of the first Japanese imports on PS2 that I ever bought years and years and years ago. I really want to play this, but I never could. But now with my MacBook PS2, it got an English translation patch, so I am definitely one day going to play the game. Last but definitely not least is another game that I have on my MacBook PS2 that hopefully, not entirely sure, I never tried it, but hopefully it has an English translation patch. Again, I haven't tried it yet, is Dragon Quest V. Another game that I picked up years and years ago, super cheap. It's €1 or €10, something like that. It looks really cool. And it's, again, if this is really translated to English, on my MacBook PS2, it is one of those games that I really want to play one day. There are so many games I want to play one day. I'm just one person, right? So this was my full Japanese RPG collection on the PS2. If I look at it right now, it's not that much. I mean, it's not that many. I think at a certain point in time, I had more RPGs on the PS4 than I have on the PS2 right now. But of course, last year I did sell quite a bit. But then again, I also bought back quite a bit and bought a lot of other stuff like the Japanese imports and the American imports. But the PS2 with the PS1 and the Super Nintendo are being seen as the holy grails of Japanese RPGs, the golden age of Japanese RPGs, in my opinion at least. It definitely is. Leave it in the comments below. If you are still watching, what are your top 5, top 10 PS2 games, PS2 RPG games? What is your RPG collection? Do you have any underrated RPG that you want me to get? Or you're thinking like, hey Claude, I think that you like this game. You really should check it out. I have read all the comments on the PlayStation 1 RPG collection, and there were some of you who said, hey, you have to pick up this and this and this. And yes, I know, especially on like Xenosaga and stuff, but Xenogears, but these games are very expensive, very rare here in Holland, probably also in the United States. So yes, it's really difficult to get these games, but you know, PS1 has a lot more games that I want to play, and same goes with PS2. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let's hope the video is not an hour long. I'm now going to stand up and say goodbye. And like always, you're going to see me next time. Oh, 26 minutes. That's not that bad.